sit in front of a group of students and talk about what it means to be an Auburn engineer and begin to make examples. I can say, for example, there have been 3 Auburn engineers that were director of the Kennedy Space Center, and he was one of those. You know, probably not many schools can say that.
Forrest, during his college career, was a member of Eta Kappa Nu, which was an honorary engineering fraternity. And besides that, he was a member of Scabbard Blade and the Arnold Air Society. So he came up with some real good grades in Auburn, plus he was active in the military department. And that's how he got his commission when he finished college.
I would like to introduce the individual that, from my perspective, saved America's shuttle program and has made it possible for us to continue our efforts with the International Space Station.
I certainly would like to tell you how honored I am to have been recognized and receive such a prestigious award. I would like to very much thank and tell you how much I appreciate the Alumni Association for giving me this award. I am just almost without words, almost. But also think it would be appropriate if I would be remiss if I didn't say a special thanks to the many Auburn staff and faculty members in the late 40s and the early 50s that helped me here acquire the skills that served me well during my career. And lastly, I guess I would like to say thanks very much to the many friends who have come tonight to share with Miss Ruth and my 2 daughters a very wonderful evening, and we do appreciate you coming and sharing that with us. A deep thanks to our country for what it has done for us. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our country, and War Eagle.
One thing I would say about Ken Mattingly is that Ken Mattingly has the real right stuff. The real right stuff is someone who's in an airplane or the cockpit of a spacecraft and who is totally dependable, who is highly thoughtful, very innovative technically, very, very solid in terms of the skills they bring to bear.
Mattingly's role in NASA's Apollo 13 mission was made well known by the film Apollo 13, in which actor Gary Sinise portrayed Mattingly, who was originally designated to be the command module pilot for the mission, but was grounded due to medical precautions for a condition that never developed.
Hello there, Dick. What's the story?
Jim, we're going to get that power-up procedure to you. We're going to get it as soon as we possibly can.
Ken Mattingly's in the simulator right now. Ken's working on it.
From Mission Control, TK played an instrumental role in helping the astronauts of Apollo 13 return safely home.
We know they have some power left in the LEM batteries, right?
Yeah.
We have an umbilical that provides power from the command module to the LEM.
Right, it's backup for the LEM power supply. I'm listening.
So, reverse it. Reverse the flow and see if we can draw these 4 amps from the LEM batteries before we cut it loose. Why can't we do that?
We don't have a procedure for that, do we? You're gonna lose a lot in the transfer, Ken.
Yeah, but all we're talking about here is 4 amps.
He told me that, he said, you know, there were thousands of people rolled into that character. And I know that there were thousands of people that worked to bring that crew home, but I know that TK played an integral role in making that happen.
So it's my pleasure to introduce to you an Auburn man, an Auburn engineer, an American astronaut, an American hero, Ken Mattingly.
We flew a special camera in the last couple of service modules around the moon. And the neatest thing was, one of these was Tom's camera, and the neatest thing was it gave me an excuse to go outside the spacecraft where there's really no horizon, there's nothing to see except this little handrail and a little silver thing. And over there is a little bitty Earth, and I can't see the moon. Now that's a thrill.
Well, yeah, it's a great night for us. I am deeply honored to have been accepted for, chosen for this honor, and it's a dream come true. I come from an Auburn family. My mother and father both graduated from Auburn in the early 20s, and so there was no other school to go to really ever discussed in our family. So I have the fortunate experience of having been reared in an Auburn family.
Well, we must have gone to the same school.
I think we did, TK.
Everything there, when you think back at the beginnings, my first introduction to Auburn, because I was an out-of-state student, was really novel. There's a Professor Fred Martin, who was a brand new professor in aeronautical engineering the same year I arrived, and he came in to see if he could put this aeronautical program back together with some wind tunnels and things, and he taught us one of the most valuable lessons that you could ever have. Stop whining about what you wish you had and make it work with what you got. And that lesson has stayed with me ever since.
And it served you well.
Good.
You know, one of the best opportunities I ever had, and one of the most outstanding people that I've met that were Auburn grads is TK. And we've been palling around and staying out of trouble for the most part for about the last 30 years. So TK and I have been together a long time, and I think we have similar views of Auburn.